Good morning, Dingle's Crypto. So we're another fantastic day to be alive as well as being crypto, guys. We are a small niche group, but we should be grateful that we have discovered crypto, the vehicle that will liberate us all monetarily. Very important, and the faster you understand that and you wrap your head around that, the faster you will be liberated. That's a deep intro, but let's get started because this news is going to get deep. We're going to be talking about Jack Ma. And if you don't know Jack Ma, he is the founder of Alibaba. In October he had a public speech, and he was critical of the president, and now he is missing for the last 2 months. And I'm going to relate this back to Bitcoin, as well as I have a little story for you guys about my college roommate. My freshman roommate was Chinese, straight off the plane, straight to the dorm room, was straight Chinese, which is no problem with that, except the stories that he told me and just the incidences that we discussed all year long, my freshman year of college. And one story stuck out to me the most, and it puts a lot of things in perspective. So stay tuned. Very interesting story. Now let's jump into the price. 34,000. Very nice, consolidating once again, which is very important. Could see a significant retrace, which is perfectly fine. I do want to put one thing in perspective, because sometimes selling is harder than buying, guys. And also, I am a fan of dollar cost averaging in and out of the market. Dollar cost averaging is basically taking your total amount that you want to sell and cutting it into sections, say 1/4 X a month. So X is your total amount you want to invest or sell, and cut it up in time periods. And very easy. That's how I like to enter and exit the market. But one thing I want to bring up to conceptualize the feeling of selling, which is very important, because you can't make money without selling. And I will always hold some Bitcoin, but if you want to sell, you got to conceptualize like the difficulty to double your money, right? So 6,000, 12,000, not that big of a move. Pretty confident that will happen. 12,000, 24,000, less confident, but pretty sure it will happen. 24 to 48, less confident, but pretty confident, right? And 48 to 96, whoo, that is a big move. And when you feel that internally, like, I'm not too sure that we'll be able to double, maybe that's the time to look into selling, as well as family members, friends, acquaintances, people that you barely know but know you are into crypto. Bring it up to you, ask questions about you. That's another signal, and that has been happening significantly lately. So maybe it's a time for a retracement, and that it will be healthy. But just keep that in mind, guys. And now let's talk about Ethereum. $1,083. Awesome stuff. Once again, we are high up there. We have yet to broke all-time highs with Ethereum, which is very important. But same thing with Ethereum. How confident are you that it will go to $2,000? Personally, I'm pretty confident. I'm very confident. But how confident are you that 2,000 will turn to 4,000 and 4,000 will turn to 8,000, guys? Doubling in money. If you only put 1,000 into Ethereum at $2,000, say it goes to $2,000, you put $1,000 in. Obviously, when it goes to 4, you've only made $1,000, right? Because you only have 0.5 of Ethereum. So keep that in mind. And now let's talk about alt season, because alt season is in full force. Loop ring up 214%. Hedging up 173, YAM 110. Just DeFi tokens are yamming and going up, right? So keep that in mind. You have to understand the cycle of inflow of cash flow into crypto. Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum pumps, alt pumps. People that have FOMO'd into alts lose their money. People that got out of alts and prepared for altcoin season got the people that FOMO'd money, and then they go back into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin pumps, and then it tricks more people to enter the market. It's a cycle, and don't get burnt. Like I said yesterday, don't get burnt by that cycle. Now let's get into some actual news. Covered token and protocol was exploited like 2 weeks ago, but now they came out with a new covered token launch. Go to their Twitter if you were exploited and lost your covered tokens, or lost all the value of the covered tokens that you were holding, because their exploit like minted about $1.5 billion cover tokens, right? So it's kind of just a funny exploit. This is the risks that you take when you use DeFi. So just understand that. And now let's go to JP Morgan, my boys. No, I don't like JP Morgan. I'm neutral, actually. I don't have anything against them. They are predicting $146,000 Bitcoin in 2021, which is bold. Why is it bold? Because it's so precise. If it goes over 146, they lose credibility, and if it goes under 146, they lose credibility. No, I'm just kidding. If they, I mean, if it goes above 146, they're good. But like, why do you? I don't know what model. They're just saying 146 to be so bold and so specific, like they know. They don't know. What are they going to do? They don't know that it's going to 146. Everybody's just pulling numbers out of their ass at this point. So I heard 400,000 the other day by I put it in my news video. 400,000, guys. Come on. I mean, maybe, but like, don't be waiting till 400,000 to maybe take some profits, guys. Come on. What are you guys doing? Now let's talk about new institutional adoption. Not adoption, but more as in just a hedging risk. In One River, an asset management group, has worked with Coinbase to invest an undisclosed amount in cryptocurrency, which the exchange is calling, Coinbase is calling, one of the largest digital asset trades in history. Okay, so what amount of Bitcoin or Ethereum or just digital assets did One River purchase? That is the question for you today. And what average price did they purchase it at? Did they purchase $1 billion of Bitcoin and Ethereum and other alts probably? Or did they purchase 1.5 billion or 800 million? And what average price did they get in? Over 30,000 for Bitcoin? A lot of questions that make me feel good, because no matter what price they got in at, I probably got in under them, which makes me feel good. So let's move on to institutions are trying to buy Bitcoin today, and sovereign nations will buy Bitcoin tomorrow. And this is just kind of showing that Russia kind of has close ties to their energy sector. I mean, they work in cahoots. They work very closely together. So obviously when a Russian energy giant is mining Bitcoin, they might even be like just working with the government. So to mine Bitcoin and put it in their treasury, right? So I know for a fact that Russia has one of the biggest stockpiles of gold in the world, and they might be doing the same with Bitcoin, and they might be doing it under the table with their energy oil giants. So Mark Cuban, my boy Mark Cuban, he's my boy. I know him personally. No, I don't. I'm just messing around. But obviously, Mark Cuban says, I'll run for president if Bitcoin gets to 1 million and we can get commitments to donate 350 Bitcoins to the treasury each of the 4 years, so that we can give one Satoshi. A lot of money, guys. If one Satoshi is a significant amount of money while he's president, I will be filthy. We all will be filthy rich. That would be insane. To every citizen each year. They must hold it for 10 plus years. How's that sound? Smiley face. Oh my God. If one Satoshi is a significant amount of money, we all will be so filthy rich. It would be awesome. But also very sad, because money doesn't mean much at some point, guys. Money does not mean much after you meet the necessities of sustaining your life and your family's life. So let's move on to Jack Ma. Here we go, guys. This is the meat and potatoes of today's episode. Let's talk about it. Jack Ma has gone missing after criticizing the Chinese government. Even billionaires are not safe. Capital flight from China alone could propel the value of crypto into the trillions, in the sense that they are scared of the government cracking down and with holding funds and freezing accounts. I don't really know why he puts that in here, because there's no sign of them doing that to the average citizen. But maybe to Chinese companies, maybe he's talking about. Why have wealth in an authoritarian state if a authoritarian state can take that away from you guys? So once again, Jack Ma probably has a lot of cash flow and accounts with most of his wealth within the CCP's authority to freeze, and the only thing that can protect his wealth. And if so, there's three options that he could be in. Comment which thing you think is happening to Jack Ma as we speak. Is he in hiding with a stack of Bitcoin on his paper wallet or ledger or some other hardware? Does he just have a stack of Bitcoin hiding? Or is he in a re-education camp, getting re-educated to bow down to the president? Or is he dead? Is he dead? Do you think he is dead? Deado. I don't think he's dead. If the CCP killed Jack Ma and it comes out as they killed him, or he's dead, that would be absolute terrible PR. And you know, communist countries love their good PR, right? So Bitcoin, this is Jack Ma 2019 talking about Bitcoin, shows that he understands Bitcoin and knows what it is. Blockchain technology could change the world more than people imagine. Bitcoin, however, could be in a bubble. That doesn't matter though. But he talks about Alibaba is launching a crypto mining platform. So obviously Jack Ma understands Bitcoin, and I'm guarantee he holds some or has some infrastructure that allows him to capitalize on Bitcoin in some manner. So I'm sure he has Bitcoin and has the capability of holding Bitcoin. So let's go to, what if Jack Ma is John Galt? I don't know who he is, but that's irrelevant. And he disappeared to start a new capitalist society based off an philosophy of reason and individualism. Just a fun little speculation. Get out of the China to start a little capitalist society, since he has the heart of an entrepreneur, even though he has taken advantage of China's cheap labor and a lot of terrible things that happen in China. China is not a country. Did you know Jack Ma was on a Shark Tank like episode in Africa? China is okay. So China is making moves in Africa left and right, guys. It's kind of scary. China is the biggest threat to America at this point. This is kind of off topic, but it's just true. And they even have enough power to stop the Bitcoin blockchain, to be honest with you guys. If they wanted to, if it comes down to it, they could stop Bitcoin's blockchain and roll it back and change transactions and freeze transactions. They could do that. But let's talk about some good news. Let's get off that Jack Ma stuff. But first, I told you that I would tell you a story about me and my buddy in college that was my roommate. He was straight from China. And you know, two things that happened in 1989, right, guys? So first of all, Taylor Swift album was called 1989. Second of all, Tiananmen Square. Obviously, if you don't know what that is, basically Chinese college students protested in Tiananmen Square, and China came in there with tanks and machine guns and shot them up. Lot of college students died. That's the famous man that's standing in front of a tank in China, just standing there. Nobody knows his name because he's probably dead. But my point is, my friend and my college Chinese friend and I were talking one night about how China's government would not allow Taylor Swift to play her 1989 album in China because it was titled 1989, right? And then he starts instinctively whispering like somebody was listening. He was whispering, guys. He was whispering like he was afraid somebody was listening. And then I was like, why are you whispering? And then he's like, oh yeah. Like that is just the instinctual mindset that some of these Chinese citizens have, and it's just scary. He was an awesome dude. I took him to Thanksgiving, actually. Awesome guy. But it's just so sad to see that, and I would hate to see that in the United States, because a lot of people criticize the government, and no matter what you believe, you should believe in their right to do that. But let's move on to some football news and some Bitcoin incorporated into NFL players' pockets. So Jack Mallers, that's the founder of Strike, the person that helped Russ integrate half of his paycheck into Bitcoin. Integrate's the wrong word, but we'll go with it. So DT, He is a linebacker for the Chargers. He says Bitcoin. He just tweets Bitcoin question mark. And he is probably going to put half of his paycheck into Bitcoin. He is a disciple, a husband, a father, and a Chargers linebacker. And he has a podcast. But it seems like a pretty cool dude. That's a nice picture. Good picture. Good picture. I like that picture. I'm just having fun, guys. I'm just having fun this morning. People calling pomp. You know pomp. Let's read what he says. People calling Bitcoin a religion and refusing to admit the US dollar is a religion are first class. See, idiots tough. You don't call people idiots, man. They just have different perspective. Idiots is not a good word, guys. Okay, if people don't understand how hard individuals work for their money, working day out and day out, day in and day out. And people work so hard that they don't have time to learn about blockchain or all these financial or interest to do so. So people have different interests. I'm sure every person has a interest that or more. I'm sure Kim Kardashian's better at knowing about makeup than pomp. Like, everybody knows different things and are smarter at different things. Nobody is an idiot at everything. That's tough. There might be a couple out there. But people work hard for their money, guys. And to call people idiots that don't agree with you, even though they might be wrong and I don't agree with them either, but it's tough. It's tough. We are in a very fortunate situation to simply sit back and think about these things, right? And have time to analyze it and learn about it. So be grateful. Currency is a belief system. That is literally how currencies work. People believe in it until they don't. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I agree with that, except for the idiot part. Let's move on to new. This is some 50 cal ammunition going right into the XRP army. Crypto asset manager Grayscale removes XRP from its digital large cap fund. Woo! That is a headshot, boys. And then Justin, multi-billion asset manager, something or another, files to sue Ripple to redeem Series C preferred stock held by firm. This is apparently sauce. I didn't read this because I'm not really interested in this right now. I was looking into other stuff. But this seems like a pretty big news story. I might read into it more. I'm not into Ripple, so the news doesn't really faze me at all. I won't ever touch it no matter what happens. It's not worth it. There's better projects out there. Why don't centralized exchanges like Binance or FTX directly integrate into Uniswap to let me ape into a shitcoin without leaving the exchange? Seems like a gimme at this point. And when the shitcoin eventually gets listed, you trade on this centralized exchange since it's cheaper. So this is bullish for Uniswap. And in the comments, Hayden Adams, the founder of Uniswap, in my opinion, this is an obvious win for centralized exchanges. And then FTX founder, SBF, CEO of FTX, says, we've played around with this idea and it's not crazy. Honestly, I should go back and revisit it. I forgot where it left off. Look at that. Uniswap bullish news. I sold mine the other day, but you can't cry over spilt milk. That is my motto. And you know what? I'm enjoying life, you guys. So if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe because we have been mooning like the Bitcoin price in subscribers. So if you keep subscribing and liking, the Bitcoin price is guaranteed to continue to moon. That's just mathematics. So make sure you subscribe because if you don't, it's your fault that we tank. So keep that in mind. And lastly, go subscribe. Go join my Discord chat because we just chat. Like that's what it's used for, guys, if you didn't know. And then go tweet at me and follow my Twitter because that's what that's for, is to follow cool people, and I'm relatively cool. So there's some good points. And that is it for today. Peace out and dingle dingle.